What is going on, guys? Dippin back. If you guys are new to the channel, we are working on my 1965 Dodge D500. There's a full playlist linked down below in the description, so you can watch every single video that I made on this truck so far. But in Monday's video and Tuesday's video, I've been working on the engine. I put a new intake manifold in there and a new carburetor. And while I had some problems yesterday with the carburetor, the air filter that I bought, it was 100% my fault. I didn't see that it was a drop air filter, so it dropped basically lower than a regular one would. It wasn't a raised air filter, it was a drop one. So that was my fault. But the other thing that was messed up was the fuel line kit that they sold me. So I bought a kit online. It came with the carburetor, air filter, fuel line kit, and then the carburetor studs. The fuel line that they sold me doesn't fit. It does not work for this carburetor. There's no way that it can fit on there. So I wasted like 40 something bucks on that fuel line kit. But today we're gonna be finishing up the carburetor. We're gonna be cleaning up the distributor, the wires and stuff like that, getting everything all put back in the truck. I went ahead and bought a different air cleaner because the one that I bought, I figured it was gonna be a Edelbrock one. It wasn't a kit with the Edelbrock carburetor, the Edelbrock fuel line kit, the Edelbrock studs. So I figured it was gonna be an Edelbrock air cleaner. Turns out it wasn't, it was a Jegs one. So that one that I have in there is 14 inches. It's a little big, you know, I probably could get away with it if I just got a straight regular air cleaner, not a drop one. But I went ahead, went to AutoZone and picked up a 10-inch air cleaner, and this one's not a drop. So it should fit, it should clear all the things. I was having trouble clearing the fuel line and clearing the throttle linkage. But I think with this one, it should clear it just fine. It's a 10-inch, I went with chrome just because the carburetor's chrome and the intake manifold is chrome. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this baby on today. It has the vent for one of the valve covers. I think it's this one right here. I did paint these the other day, didn't have any clear coat, so they're just looking like this. We got the valve cover gaskets. I'm hoping that these fit. Man, they look a little big, but who knows, they may fit. We'll run with it. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead, try to get the engine all put back together. We're still not gonna run it yet because I do have to get a water pump. The other one I have, I don't think it's working. It's howling, so I know that it's bad. So we're not gonna run the truck yet, but we gotta get everything all ready to go. I do have to take off that water pump and see what size it is and see what it looks like. So when I'm ordering it online, I order the right one because I type in 361 water pump and it comes up with a bunch of different looking water pumps. So I need to take that off. But without further ado, let's go ahead, put this air cleaner on, put the valve covers on, and get everything all buttoned up. So now look at that, you can actually see the carburetor, and we got that 10-inch air filter on there. This thing looks absolutely crazy, man. I'm not a gas guy, I'm a diesel guy, but this is the first time working on a gas engine like this. We installed that new intake manifold, the new carburetor, and it's looking sweet, man. Big shout out to Mike, he helped me put this intake manifold in. We had some problems, so if you guys want to see what happened with that, go check out that video. And now I do need to find some plugs for these holes right here because I'm not sure what went in those, probably for a different application, but you can see right through them and coolant might be coming out of those holes. So I gotta find, that actually may be an 1/8-inch hole, but that looks a lot better compared to that big old air filter. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How does it look? Does it look good? And you pop this hood open and bam, there it is. But now what we have to do is, we already got the vacuum vents hooked up. The fuel line should work now. Yeah, we're clear on the fuel line. That's beautiful. Fuel line will go on without a problem, without hitting like it was before. Let's see if this throttle linkage hits. Now we're clear on that. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I do probably have to extend this because the pedal, as you can see in this position right here, the pedal does sit up a little bit high. It's a little high, but it does still work. It still pumps fuel. So I either have to change it up and make this longer, or just leave it the way it is. I may just leave it the way it is and see how it rides and see if I catch my foot on the pedal at all. But for now, it'll work. So the next thing we have to do is put the valve covers on. Let's see if these gaskets work, or did I waste more money on gaskets that aren't gonna work. So let's go ahead, hop right into it. Alrighty guys, there is the engine almost all put back together. We got all the plug wires running to the specific plugs that they're supposed to go to on both sides. We got the valve covers on. I'm so happy that the valve cover gaskets actually worked with this, because I was afraid they were going to be too big, but they ended up actually fitting. Got them all torqued down to, I think it was 40 inch-pounds, what this website said. So I had my torque wrench, 40 inch-pounds. And yeah, we got the Edelbrock air cleaner all shined up, looking good. Look at that reflection. We got the vacuum advance line hooked up. The only problem with this intake manifold is that this coil isn't going to fit in the original spot, so I'm going to have to either extend the bracket, weld a new bracket up and be able to have this right here, or find a new place for it or something, because it's not going to fit the original way. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Got the PCV line ran to the carburetor, and then the other one, the breather, is supposed to run to the air intake. I'm gonna have to get a different hose because that one's not gonna work. Probably get a new hose for that one as well, but I just ran it. There is things that I have to do. I gotta vacuum all this stuff out because it got kind of dirty moving stuff around, but I did clean up the plug wires. You guys saw that, and they turned out pretty good. I could probably add some VRT to that and get them all shined up and make them look good. I didn't want to clean up the distributor cap because I didn't want to mess up where the plug wires went. So we'll have to do that another day when I remember, or take a picture of where each plug goes. So that's not shined up yet. But overall, it's looking pretty good. As much as I want to start this engine right now, we can't because I don't have a thermostat gasket for the thermostat. And I think that's the only thing, and the gas tank is out of the truck. So we won't even be able to run the truck yet until we get this gas tank all cleaned up. And it still has about 7 gallons in there. We got to dump that out and then use that tank cleaner that I bought from Advanced and clean that tank out. Mike actually mentioned to me the other day when he came over, we were messing with this tank, you guys saw that. And as you guys know, I said I wanted to get a toolbox for the bed, but Mike was saying to delete this tank altogether and then go ahead and put some toolboxes in the place of this tank and on the other side, like you see on like big gooseneck flatbeds, how they have the toolboxes on each side. I think Caleb has them on his gooseneck, so I think that would be really cool. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should just delete this tank and then put toolboxes on either side. So I got a lot of things to do, but this is gonna be it for this video. I just wanted to get this carburetor done and get pretty much almost everything done putting the engine back together. I'm sorry about yesterday's video when I kind of went on a rant about how stupid this stupid air intake was. Why, I don't understand why they have it as a kit and they have a 5-inch drop below the carburetor. I don't know, but I like this look a lot better. Even if it does have a tinier air cleaner, that's okay with me. I want to be able to see the products that I buy because they are expensive, and I do have to get some plugs for that. I just need to know what thread pitch that is, the NPT, and get some plugs for those. I think they might be 8-inch NPT plugs, so we'll have to go get some of those so coolant doesn't come out of there. And then we're gonna cut those off and just loop them there, and loop this one here so that no coolant goes into the blower so it doesn't keep leaking. And yeah, those plug wires came out pretty good. Look at, they're orange, nice and black. But other than that, besides the water pump, we are pretty much ready to go starting this truck up. So hopefully by next week, 'cause I already have almost this whole week's worth of videos filmed already, so next week on Monday, Tuesday, sometime next week, we're gonna get this truck running. And after we get all this parts in, I'm gonna go inside and research this water pump. I think I know which one it is. Yeah, I think I saw, because I saw on one they had a bleeder valve right there. So I think I know which water pump to buy. I'm gonna double check, and then after that, after the water pump install and just a little odds and ends, we'll be ready to start this engine up here very soon, coming next week on next week's video. So stay tuned for that. If you guys want to subscribe already. Like I said before, link in the description below to the playlist where you can find every single video I've made on this truck so far. It's a 1965 Dodge D500. Was an old grain truck, and it's coming out pretty good so far. Next video you'll see is me working on these brakes. I've already got one side off, and I can already tell you now that it's going to need new wheel cylinders for sure. But yeah, we're getting it all cleaned up. We're going to take this other side off, and yeah, that'll be working on the brakes. I think I'm going to have to get all new brake line for the fronts, so stay tuned for that video. Like this video if you guys do enjoy this series, helps me out a lot. And yeah, catch you guys later. Dippin Diesel.